Got an original sounding record. Another shoe-in. Another no-brainer for the fantasy playlist. This one of April 3rd, 2016. Back in the spring of 2016, had to put this on the fantasy playlist. Lukas Graham was 7 years. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. Let's go through some stats on this record first. I guess a lot of people caught on to the originality of this record. Got that mournful piano, sort of the wistful vocals of the lead singer. Lukas Graham is the name of a band, not a person. Lukas Forschhammer, I believe is how you pronounce his name. By the way, that song is about his life, about how he wanted his future to be. His dad passed away when he was 61 years old. His dad passed away at 61, and that's why he mentioned 60 in the lyrics, because he wanted to get past 60, and what was important to him was being the perfect dad. Lukas Forschhammer, lead singer. Now let's get to the statistics of this record. 3 Grammy nominations. Record of the Year, one of them. 7th best-selling record of 2016. Selling over 10 million digital downloads. That's pretty phenomenal. But not all the critics were fond of this record. Came across this thing online when I was researching the song. Time magazine did the top 10 worst songs of 2016. There was a critic who did that, and the number one worst song, according to them, according to the person, was "Can't Stop This Feeling" by Justin Timberlake. It was a great soul record. Come on. There were 2 songs by Meghan Trainor on the top 10 worst song list. Mike Posner's "I Took a Pill in Ibiza," I believe that's how you pronounce that, Ibiza, came in at number 6. "Private Show" by Britney Spears, considered the 9th worst song according to Time magazine in 2016. And coming in at number 10 was Lukas Graham. 7 years by Lukas Graham. This is part of a quote from the critic. Part of the quote, quote unquote, quote, "Chewy contemporary pop ballad which makes a listener yearn for the artistic integrity of a band like Maroon 5, unquote." Now, I'll give my opinion of this record. It was refreshing, and I'll tell you why. It reminds me a lot of the singer-songwriting tradition of the 60s and early 70s. The piano, faint echo of Billy Joel. Early Billy Joel, in particular, when he did the Piano Man. James Taylor comes to mind on this record. Harry Chapin, when Harry Chapin did Taxi, that was a very mournful record. You hear a faint echo of that in this record by Lukas Graham. Noel Harrison doing Suzanne back in 1967. Oh my goodness, that was something else. And a Danish critic had compared this record to "When I'm 64" by the Beatles, which was off of Sgt. Pepper. It was just, it sparkled. It was so original. It was an absolute no-brainer for my fantasy playlist. Song about growing old, according to the guy who wrote the record, or one of the guys of the band who wrote the record. Okay, now let's talk about this is going to be fun right here. Let's talk about the U.S. and Britain. First, and here in the U.S. This song was smash all over the world. Charted all over the world. Debuted at number 96 on Billboard's Hot 100 here in the States. Went to number 2. When it went to number 2 here in the States, it was the highest charting Danish act since Jørgen Ingman did Apache, that brilliant instrumental Apache, back in 1961. You gotta listen to that record. It was one of the best ever instrumentals, because Jørgen Ingman, he multi-tracked that song. Had that twangy guitar in there, that surf guitar, which he tweaked with echo and reverb and all that, but I don't want to get into that. But highest charted record here, highest charted record by a Danish act since Apache by Jørgen Ingman. Danish jazz guitarist. That was in 1961. But it was held out of the top spot 7 years by work by Rihanna and the signers, Panda, the rap record Panda by the signers. Now let's go to England. In England, it was #1 in Britain for 5 weeks. It was eventually replaced by Mike Posner's I Took a Pill in Ibiza. Ibiza, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I used to pronounce it Ibiza. So it's an island off of Spain that's been a hotbed for dance music in recent years. Well, anyway, the Lukas Graham record, 7 years, the first #1 in England since Turn Back Time by Aqua in 1998. One of my favorite songs by Aqua, Turn Back Time. And I guess that's it. I guess I'm done with this record now. It was a brilliant record, though. One of the best. This is Fantasy Playlist, April 3rd, 2016. Lukas Graham was 7 years at number 19.